Planet Dolan.
From truthful fortune cookies to seeing your twin, the Planet Dolan crew reenacts some of the best true stories from our subreddit about the weirdest coincidences we've ever had. My name is Nixium, and today I'll be your narrator. Number 10 was submitted by Dark Mind 420. When she was about 12, Pandora was looking for her mother's car when she got out of school. She knew her mother's car was red, but not the type. Pandora assumed that the red car in front of her was her mother's car, so she opened up the door and she climbed inside. There was a baby boy and a very confused-looking woman in the car. She immediately apologized and she got out. And as she got out of the car, she noticed her mom's car was behind the lady's car. And it turned out that somebody else had mistaken her mom's car for their car. It was even more awkward when Pandora and the other person had to slowly walk past one another. They became friends after the experience though, and Pandora brushed up on her car types when she got home. Number 9 was submitted by Jannyless Bay 777. In 8th grade, Gooby had gone to a Chinese restaurant with her parents, and afterwards, they were given fortune cookies. Gooby opened hers, and it said, "A blonde from afar will give you a surprise." She kept that fortune cookie just in case, and about 3 days later, her cousin with autism, who was blonde, and who lived very, very far away from her and her family, gave her a hug, which was surprising because he never gave hugs. That was when Gooby remembered her fortune cookie, and she freaked out a little bit. Number 8 was submitted by Desi Girl 41. When Honey Bits was born, the nurse took her into a different room. She put her beside a baby that looked a lot like her. The next day, the nurse picked her up and gave her to different parents. Honey Bits was crying a lot, but then the nurse took her away and apologized to the other parents. She told them that it was a coding mistake. She then brought her to her real parents. Honey Bits and the other baby are now friends, and to this day, she wonders if she was actually taken to the right home. But who knows? Number 7 was submitted by Ichidon. Over summer break, Spinal Palm was playing Overwatch after he had recently moved to New York. He befriended a guy, Gurgak, after playing a match with him, and it turns out they have the same birthdays, the same amount of siblings, at the same age, and the same gender, and they even had cats whose names were the same. It turns out that Gurgak goes to Spinal Palm's new school and is in his class, and he is still dumbfounded by this incredible amount of luck that he had. Number 6 was submitted by Moat of Labros. Dolan's brother moved back to the town where he spent his teenage years and early 20s about 3 years ago. Being back brought back a lot of memories, which made him wonder what happened to all the people he used to hang out with before he moved to Dallas in 1999. So, he stopped by the comic book store that he hadn't visited since he was a teenager. There, he saw a Strangers in Paradise graphic novel, which reminded him of a friend from high school that loved that series. He picked it up, and he began to thumb through it when he accidentally backed into someone because he didn't look where he was going. Dolan's brother looked the person's way to apologize, and standing before him was the very girl he had just thought about. They had coffee afterwards, and to this day, they still hang out, every once in a while. Number 5 was submitted by French Fried Potatoes 1. One time when Slapped Ham was 6 years old, he went with his mom to a gas station. She brought him inside and said that he could get some candy. Slapped Ham walked down a lot of aisles, but then he saw his mom's car driving away. He ran out of the gas station without paying, and his mom came out behind him saying that that was not the car. Just then, their car started moving. There was a creep in their car, and his mom beat him with a broom in her purse. If Slapped Ham would have stayed in the gas station, their car and all their belongings would have been stolen. Number 4 was submitted by Jurtis. When Dolan was 11, his dad was expecting a meeting with his boss that could potentially end his job because he wasn't keeping up with his work. Or something like that. Dolan had to go to school, so his dad got a taxi. His dad was really worried, and the taxi driver overheard them talking about it. His dad explained most of his situation to the taxi driver, and after his dad said the name of the company, the taxi driver said that he was related to the boss. The taxi driver then ended up crashing into a ditch by accident. They were all okay, but they all still went to the hospital just to be safe. Dolan's dad missed the meeting as the boss had to check on the taxi driver relative. But his dad was fired the next day. Number 3 was submitted by Irish_Jedi-15. One night, Sweet Commando had a dream that his friends dared him to run across the street while the light was red. He did, and he got hit by a big green truck. And then he woke up, thinking it was just weird. Later that day, however, Sweet Commando and his friends were walking home from school when they missed the light. His friends dared him to run, but just before Sweet Commando was about to say no, a large green truck sped through the street. Needless to say, it was pretty freaky. Number 2 was submitted by the Zootopia fanboy. When Hellbent was young, him and his mom were going uptown to get a new game. They were sitting on the train that would take them uptown when Hellbent got really freaked out. He saw someone on the train who looked exactly like him. He had the same long black hair, the same brown eyes, same lips, and even the same clothes. The doppelganger also freaked out. After they both got off the train, Hellbent asked his mom,
Mom, was that my lost twin?
His mother then jokingly replied with, "Oh my, I think that was your lost twin. Quick, let's go get him." And after that day, he never saw his twin again. And number 1 was submitted by me. Alright, I think I have the weirdest one on this list, so here we go. The majority of my best friends all have birthdays directly in line with mine. Seriously, starting with my friend Mason, his birthday is on the 1st of June, and then it's Chad on the 2nd, Aaron on the 3rd, David, Solomon, Ben, mine on the 7th, and then my friend Tate's birthday is on the 8th of June. How crazy is that? I guess we were just all destined to be together. Well, let me tell you guys something. June sucks, because I have to buy all these birthday presents, and it's a real pain. Alright, so a huge thanks to the folks over at our Planet Dolan subreddit for submitting their stories. But we have another question for you, and it's this. What is the funniest time you've seen someone lose their cool? Let us know in the Reddit page linked below, and you might be featured in a future countdown. Yep. Until next time. See ya!